All
Hi.
right. Hi, Kimmie.
Hi, Lorina. Hi, everybody out there.
Hi, everybody. This is part two of our psychic technologies video. Yeah.
I was going to call it Spirit Toys. You
Oh,
called it.
spirit toys. That works too. We could call
You
it
did
that.
it. You did it better.
Oh, okay. Spirit. Well, it is. It's connecting to spirit. And I do have something to say about that. So that's a good segue. So, and this kind of goes along my last video. So our last video, I can go into this, I can definitely flip into this. I used to be a hairdresser, a hairstylist for many, many years. So I go into entertainment mode, because that's what you do when you're doing someone's hair, like song and dance. I mean, entertain you while I'm doing your hair because you're going to be here for a couple hours. So I can flip into that mode without even thinking about it. It's like, so I do that sometimes when I'm doing these videos. I turn into like, I'm I'm here to not just give you information, I'm here to entertain because it goes along with being a hairstylist. So and sometimes I do that with people. I get into like this song and dance. I need to entertain you while I'm doing this. But but what's but what works with these tools is it can help you shift from like what your everyday mode is, what you do on a regular basis, what you're used to doing, into like this other state where you can actually go into a trance, or you can like shift quite easily with these tools. And that's really what they're really, really good for, to help you make that shift. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say that.
So it kind of help you get outside of your everyday operations of thinking and doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Your usual behavior,
Mhm.
actions, whatever. Yeah. So, so that they really do work in that way. Yeah, they really do. And anyway, so I did. If do you have any comments or questions about our last video, or since we last talked? I'm just curious.
No, I ready to learn about all the new ones you got.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that the goggles. I I did do this um, almost every day for 2 weeks. Actually, it was a
Oh,
little longer than 2 weeks because I'd already been doing it.
yeah.
But I missed a couple days because it did rain,
Mhm.
and a lot for Phoenix. It
Yeah.
rained a lot, so I did miss a couple of days. And my conclusion was with having these, I think that you need to wear them longer than 15 or 20 minutes a day.
Oh, okay.
And but also and I did a couple days I wore them for like 30 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. So I'll keep playing with them. But you can start seeing the energy field, but it's around your fingers, your
Uh-huh.
hands, and as you do this or this, you will be able to see that. Um, and it does help you do that. It intensifies that. What I noticed for me is that it created more. I felt like I had more depth perception, like it was stronger, and colors seemed more vivid. But other than that, I don't. Um, and I pro I already can see auras. I don't see them all the time, so I don't know if it helped me that much because I already can see them if I look for them. Um, so if you have a problem with seeing auras, or you want to start delving into that world and trying to see it, they're going to help.
It's good
They're
for
going to
that.
help. Yeah, yeah. But I think that there's this myth created around what they help you to see that is really exaggerated. Yeah. Anyway.
The website was fun. I did go to the Museum of Tarot, so
Oh,
right after our video and checked out a lot of stuff. That was pretty cool. It's a really interesting website and a lot of fun to play around on that.
and he's an interesting guy. He's got a lot of information. And I wanted to say, because I was trying to say, and I wrote it down, Kozriev mirrors. It's Kozriev mirrors, and it is a Russian guy. And you can get information on, and it's time travel, psychic work, and there are books on Amazon about it, and I have not purchased any yet. If you go to Museum of Tarot, he does have a book about it, but it's like $50. You can find other ones on Amazon, just saying, because I love it. So at some point I will investigate that, but I wanted to say that. And also that I did say that it's, hold on. Oh, Michael Persinger, who did all this research on the helmet of God and this mind-to-mind technology, what this is based on. I did bring up Uri Geller and this book that some scientists wrote. I said it was Michael Persinger, and it wasn't. It's actually Andrew, it's another Russian name, because I have it right here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I was wrong about that. So I just wanted to say that, because I actually happen to have that book. And that this guy, Andrea Kucharich, that's how you say it. He did a lot of research, psychic research also. So anyway, I just wanted to say that if you're interested in psychic research. All right. So anyway, so I'm getting to this technology. So we'll go this is the NeoRythem. It's made by NeoRythem. It's OmniPemf. You have to say PEMF, which is really weird. It's an electromagnetic device. This thing does work. You put it on like this, and you turn it on with an app on your phone. And you can, what's cool about it is you can actually regulate the electromagnetic waves that go through it, so that it'll affect you. So I put it on 7.8 hertz, because that's my typical, and you can choose what you put it on for different functions. So you can do it for meditation, you can do it for pain, you can do, and it kind of directs you through what you might want to use as far as programming it. It's super simple. And you do it through an app on your phone, turning it on and off, things like that. And time too, you can put how much time you want on it. So you can do it for 2 hours, you can do it for 10 minutes, whatever you want. It will stay on, and you have to charge it up. Super simple. Anyway, and sometimes I actually, because if you want to keep it on for a while, and it does help you be more psychic. I learned about this from a remote viewer. If I'm going to have it on for a while, I use.
Okay. What does that do? Just keep it on? Like,
just keep it on.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So does it help you like develop your skills, you think? Or
yes,
just
it takes you into that particular brainwave function that can put you into the trance state. So say the reason why I put mine on 7.8, that is what Ingo Swann, so he played around with, not this particular thing, but he played around with these brainwave things.
Okay.
His preferred brainwave was 7.8, and he was really incredibly remarkable psychic and remote viewer. He was the one he created the system, actually. He was really super psychic. So 7.8 hertz, that's what I use. Sometimes it gives me a tiny bit of a headache.
Oh, really?
But yeah. And I don't know, maybe it's just that thing sitting on my head.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I decide I'm going to do some psychic work for an hour, I'll put it on for an hour, and then at some point I just take it off because it's starting to bug me. But that's just me. And maybe I've had it on my head long enough. I'm there. I'm in that state, because it does help you move into those higher states of consciousness, or you can say higher states of consciousness or deeper trance states, to access that information.
So did Ingo design the technology that was built on, or you mean he designed some of the protocols for remote viewing?
He designed the protocols for remote viewing.
Okay. I just want to clarify that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. He created the system for remote viewing. And then, of course, there's a lot of arguments around all that stuff, but yes.
Right.
That's normal.
ARV versus CRV versus
And the protocol and the military protocol, and then
Yeah.
changing some of the names because this belonged to him and this belonged to
Yeah.
the typical arguments over stuff like that. Anyway, it does really work. And also what I recently found out is you can use this. Well, I've actually used it on my shoulder and put it on the pain thing on my shoulder.
Is that, oh, okay.
Yeah, because it will help with pain too.
Wow.
And use a different frequency, but you can put it around your neck. Also, and this is supposed to help calm down the vagus nerve.
Okay.
So, and I've heard that they've been doing, I don't know the research, but I've heard that research is being done using this for the vagus nerve.
Oh.
Because I guess that's the nerve that that really gets activated when you go into trauma states and stuff. So, so you can, and I haven't really tried it a lot with doing this. I do it more on my head. Yeah. And sometimes I put it up here across this point here on my head too. Yeah, instead of like here, like right here.
Well, those are some of the esoteric points too, and we were talking about an acupuncture, or like right up here, top of the head. Yeah. So experiment with it. I think. Oh, you froze a little bit. You froze for a second. And they do come with some little extra cushions that you can put in here. You can adhere to there. And they also have mats. They have smaller mats that you can. Oh. Yeah, you were cutting out. What was I saying? You cut out maybe like a minute ago. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what I was saying, but you can, it's not bendable. If it breaks, you're screwed. Okay. Gotcha. Basically. But I think it's very valuable. They, I mean, these are $300. I was going to ask you, how much is it? $300, but they do have sales on occasion, so you can get them for sale. Like I think $50 off or something, so around $250. And they do have refurbished ones that you can buy too. So I don't know how much those are. Oh, interesting. That's good. Yeah. So I think they're very valuable. You can use them for a lot of different things because you can change the frequencies that it generates. Yeah. So it's really nice. And then we have, do you have any questions about that one? Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this maybe in another talk, but like what just came to my mind is like a lot of these things, these technologies are reaching certain brain waves, and I can't remember all the details of every single thing we've talked about, but like it makes me think about how can we just achieve those states naturally? How do we do it in the everyday world, basically? But we don't have to do that now. I was just thinking. Yeah. That's a good breath work, meditation. Oh, gotcha. I didn't think you're right. You're right. We covered this last time too. Okay, good. I forgot. Yeah. You don't have to have these, but it's great to play with them. It's like a toy. You can experiment with them and see, because it really does speed up how long it takes you into that state. Now, sometimes doing like a round of breath work for 10 minutes will take you into those states. 10 minutes. Yeah. So, and just learn some breath work. So it is cheaper. These are for the busy psychics and that want to experiment. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people who like to experiment and see what's going on. And yeah. Anyway, so now we have, this is Patrick Flannigan's NeuroPhone. Okay. And this is a little extra attachment that comes with this. And so what you do with this, so you turn it on and then you do this. And that's it. And what it does is this little gadget is really, really interesting. First of all, they don't make them anymore. Patrick Flannigan died a couple of years ago. He, a brilliant guy. He created a version of this when he was 14 years old. Oh, wow. And it was patented as a hearing aid. It was a type of hearing aid.
And what it does is it bypasses the ears, and sound can go into your head where it goes in. So what you can do with this, the little extra attachments, so I can attach this to any kind of recording. So whatever recording device so like a CD player or another recorder. So you would attach this to that, play, like you could play some sort of music or subliminal. If you had some subliminal stuff like, oh, I want to be more psychic, so I'm going to plug this into my subliminal psychic CD or my subliminal OBE CD or astral projection, so that I'll get that messages that I can have OBEs or astral project more easily. You know, anything. So what will happen is you turn it on and those messages go in deeper. But what's interesting is the sounds, you can hear it, but it's not going in through your ears. It's coming into your head. And so when you're listening to it, you're like, because you keep reaching for your ears, like, where is that sound coming from? Because it's just coming in through this, but through your head in a different way. So it's a really interesting phenomenon. And that's why it was first created as a hearing aid, because it somehow bypassed your ears. And I think that bone conducting headphones do the same thing. They go back here. I think it's based on a similar technology, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, it's so what you do with this, and I used to bring it to a circle and people would try it. It takes your brainwave states they cohere like really, really quickly, so that you can use this for meditation. You can use it for psychic work. It does take you deeper into those states really, really quickly. Like and he would talk about if you have a big test that you have to do, put this on and study with it, because your brain will work better. Your brain will work better. Now, this guy, Patrick Flannigan, he thought that he was Tesla. He said that he was Tesla in a past life. I think that he had a lot of sadness around that. I mean, I saw him actually on an interview talked about it with Regina Meredith. It was on Gaia TV. So really interesting. He had mercury poisoning when he was a kid, and it made him really sick. I believe he almost died, and that's why he didn't have a really long lifespan, because of that particular thing happening to him. I mean, real severe mercury poisoning. But he thought he was Tesla, and he was really, when I saw him talking about it, he was very sad. But anyway, absolute genius guy. He was an expert on pyramids. He actually stated that he thought that the regular binaural beats that people use now for assisting your brain to go into these different states, that he thought that they didn't work correctly, and that there was something, and he thought that his stuff was his technology was better than the binaural beats because of something that wasn't quite right. And I'm not a scientist, so I cannot repeat what he said. But it's just interesting that he did state that. And the guy was a genius. He developed this when he was 14. He had a lot of patents. He did a lot of stuff around pyramids. He wrote a book about pyramids and the power in them, and also technology around water. And he's a super interesting guy. So you should check into it and watch Patrick Flannigan. Anyway, so they don't make these anymore. I think this was a lot of money, and I bought it, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, when he was still alive when I bought this. This was like $700, and you can find him for sale, like on Amazon, some random person selling their used one, or maybe eBay. Because they're just not made. Anyway, really interesting technology.
Price somebody hasn't like either taken over and not recreated, because it's probably under a patent, but still, I'm sure looking at it, it looks like that can easily be like re-engineered by a
right.
given to the right person, the neurodivergent brain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about that. He did do other forms of the NeuroPhone, but as far as I know, they are not being manufactured.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, at all, because they're hard to find. Yeah.
Oh,
very interesting.
Keep yours. That could be worth. I mean, worth something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worth about the same amount I paid for it right now. But it's a cool device to have. It helps you to pay more attention to be clearer minded. I would have it on when I was driving. You don't have to have it here. You can have it like on the back of your neck or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a super cool device. You could maybe you could learn languages with it on, put some subliminal French on there. See if you can. Okay, I'm kind of kidding about that. Yeah, anyway, but all of these things really, really work. I also have, and what I want to talk about, do you have any questions about that?
No.
And then I wanted to talk a little bit about Monatomic Gold. So this is the brand I buy, Monatomic Gold. This bottle, this is like $84. It's, I believe that is 2 ounces.
Where did you buy it at?
Okay, this is from a company in Canada, and you can look it up. It's monatomic-orme.com, or ORME, Orme. And I have tried a whole bunch of these products. To me, this company's the best.
The best.
Yeah. There are maybe 2 other companies that I have researched that I might try at some point, but I go back to these guys. I've bought some products on Amazon when you look up Monatomic Gold. I've tried some of them, the cheaper ones, or people who produce them themselves. This one's still the best. I mean, there absolutely is a difference, and you only need like 5 to 10 drops
a day.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a lot. You don't guzzle it, but it definitely helps you be more psychic. I mean, it really, really does. My 2 favorite products that they have are the gold and rhodium. Rhodium will help. Yeah, the monatomic rhodium.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, some people, their elements, some people take platinum, palladium, iridium, in combination, in some form of combination of those to help open up your psychic centers. I did get the platinum once. It's the most expensive.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And they do have something called M3. It's like just M3. And that has the gold, the rhodium, and iridium together. And if you take those together, that's supposed to be the psychic combination, is those spiritual combination. So, but my 2 favorite is the gold and the rhodium. I think that they absolutely work. Absolutely work. I'm going to say that. I don't say things like that very often.
Where did this practice come from? I'm just curious. Is it Egypt? I thought you said something Egyptian with it.
Well, there are some stories around this monatomic gold coming from Egypt and some priests taking it. And, who knows if that's the truth. It's one of those kind of New Age myths where that comes from. That they take the gold and it helps shift into these higher states of consciousness. But somebody, I think it was here in Arizona. It was in Arizona where this guy discovered how to make it somehow. It was kind of naturally occurring on his fields. He was a farmer. And they started doing research around it. And you can look at it. I can't remember if it's on YouTube or Netflix. There are shows that you can find around the production of monatomic gold and how it came to be. And watch it if you need more information on that. I have watched a bunch of stuff like that, but I can't remember now. And I think it really, really works. I do. I think it almost like turns it on. Huh. I can tell you that once, really, this is when I was living in New York. I was going to Ayurvedic, Ayurvedic doctor in New York, because you can find those in New York. And I was doing it for very specific reasons, but when at some point he said, "Oh, here, you should take this." I was just in it. He's an American from the US who went to India to go get his training in Ayurveda, but he was also a regular doctor and an Ayurvedic doctor. Anyway, he said, "Here," he had just come back from India, and he said, "You should take this stuff." And it was gold. It was gold pills. And he said that what they do is they burn gold down into these tiny, tiny pills. And they were tiny. They're like little dots. And he gave me like 30 of them. And I said, "Okay, I'll take them." And they burn them in a fire, I think for 24 hours or something, and it reduces down to these tiny little pills.
Oh, wow.
And they were red. And I'm like, "Yeah, this is really good for you." I'm like, "Okay." So I took them anyway. And now the thing is, I can't remember if this is happening then, but there was a point when I was taking those that I became super, super psychic. I mean, like see through people's bodies psychic.
Wow.
I think it was because of those pills. Now, if I knew how to get more of those pills, I would get them. I don't know.
Oh, it's so funny.
And it's for general health and wellness. But I think that it's true that there is something about gold that finding healthy ways to ingest it does help you become more psychic. I think it is that simple. And so, yeah, you got any questions about that?
No, I'm laughing because I'm just like, I hope nobody here takes this to me and go get some Goldschlager.
Oh, right.
I'm just kidding. That was the thing when I was in college, is everybody was into Goldschlager. Just I flashed back.
Yes, I remember that. I don't think I've had very much of it. It has little gold flakes.
Little gold flakes and cinnamon, and it's like
yeah. Well, that's kind of appealing. But anyway, so I definitely recommend it. The thing about this company, monatomicorme.com, that they do have sales all the time. Like if you're a first-time order, you can get 15% off.
Oh, okay.
Order. But every few months or so, they have major sales. Like I just bought some for 24% off.
Oh, wow. It's a good deal.
And that ends like last day of January. So like really soon. So,
by the time we get the video up, we'll see.
Yeah. So, but that happens, they do have sales where you can get it for cheaper. So just to let you know, and they are in Canada. So but they ship to the US. Anyway, it's a really popular product. It was on back order for a while, the gold. So they're becoming really, really popular. And the stuff I've ordered on Amazon, not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is good. I do recommend that. And so out of all of these products that we've shown, like the goggles, and I haven't re-mentioned the Mind to Mind, which is a Museum of Tarot. We did that on the last video. My two favorite things are the Monatomic Gold and this.
Oh, okay.
I think that these work the best. Now, of course, this one is the one that looks fun. This looks funny on your head, but get over it.
It works.
This one I think works the best. I think it's the closest to that Helmet of God thing. And at some point I'll probably buy one of those, but I don't even know. I might not ever need to actually at some point. But
is that the one that has the kit that you can get for yourself and put it together if you want?
Oh yeah,
$60. Yeah.
Yes. You can buy the kit for this.
I saw it, but it was out of stock. FYI, but I did notice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, this is the one that you can make for yourself if you are so inclined and are good at that kind of stuff. You can make it for yourself. That and the Monatomic Gold are my two favorite things. I think that they are the most valuable out of everything here. Yeah. And this is definitely, I'm glad I bought it. This is definitely worthwhile too. But I think the mind-to-mind thing works a little bit better than this. But this is very valuable too. I know there's a few remote viewers who use this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it's a great tool. It's a great tool if you want to just boom, tune in, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do really work.
I'd love that because I want to develop remote viewing skills, but discipline.
Yes, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get really, really good at remote viewing if you do it every day. It's like,
gotta be a practice, stretch that muscle.
Yeah. Piano practice, how are you going to get good? You practice,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just practicing. And yeah, any psychic ability, like last night in class. See, look at this. Last night in class, guess what we use for developing capabilities? A regular deck of cards.
Yeah.
Pull one out. You don't look at it, go, what are you picking up? Is it red or black? Start with that. Is it a court card or is it a number? Just, start doing that every day. You're going to get, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. It's super simple.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun. It's really fun to kind of delve into that world and practice. It's fun being psychic. It's exciting. It's, it's about being tuned in.
It's about I believe, my personal belief is this is how we are supposed to be naturally. Mm-hmm. We've just either forgotten or we've been diluted down through time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you started practicing this when you were a kid, you'd be phenomenal psychic.
Yeah.
If you didn't have someone telling you, no, that's evil or that's bad or shut up or just go do your homework, whatever, and yes, maybe all those things are necessary and part of life, but if it is cultivated, we'd all be more psychic. There are people who, there is a school, I believe it's online at this point, but where you could take your kids to see without seeing, to actually, blindfold them and they practice seeing with their eyes covered. Yeah. We're programmed. We're easily programmed and are programmable. So let's reverse that and become more programmable into how we're supposed to be, is using all of these abilities.
Exactly. Yeah. More of that, please.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that. Because it is fun. Because the more psychic you are, the more you're just in line with what's the world around you. You're picking up proper, the real information that's coming in through you. And there's more understanding and awareness so that you are at the right place at the right time, that sort of thing, or getting out of the wrong place, whatever.
Right. Yeah. You'd be able to perceive truth, like what, and then you wouldn't be able to be deceived by so much in the world, marketing, right? Like how much of the world is just all based on influence from marketing and mass consciousness. Like we would be able to see through that and it would be incredible, but it's breaking it down.
Yeah. And we'd all be, less manipulated and just and happier and more authentic. That's
politicians would hate it.
Yeah. Why is that true? Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to get rolling.
Okay. I think this was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was fun talking about all this stuff. Psychic technology, spirit toys.
Spirit toys. And if anyone has any questions, please, you can ask us questions. We'll get back to you. Yeah, we love that.
Or if you guys know about anything that I doubt it, Lorena knows a lot, but if you do, share with us in the comments.
I would love to hear about it. Yeah, that would be awesome. Always open to more information and more cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody.
Yep. All right. I'm not sure what we're doing next time, but it'll be something good.
Yes, always is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Kimmie. Bye, everybody.